Hotchkiss, case number 25CR261. The defendant is present with counsel Bill Watson. We were last here on March 24th, 2025, where the defendant pled guilty by way of information to count 1, aggravated possession of drugs, a felony of the 5th degree, and count 2, possession of heroin, a felony of the 5th degree, both in violation of revised code 292511, and count 1 had a forfeiture specification. We are here today for purposes of sentencing.
Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. I know we had some discussions back in chambers off the record. I know Ms. Hotchkiss is a repeat defendant in front of this court, and mainly due to drugs. She has a serious drug problem. She uses drugs, gets caught, ultimately ends up going to prison. I know she's had opportunities for treatment in the past, which she has not successfully completed or even attempted to do. It's in some instances. She goes to prison, she comes out, and she gets caught with drugs again. It's been a revolving door in her life to help determine what to do on this case. So based on that, that would indicate that she's probably not a very good candidate for anything other than prison. But, and you'll hear from her in just a second, Your Honor, you know, sometimes it takes people different routes to hit rock bottom. And I think in Ms. Hotchkiss's case, she has hit her personal rock bottom. She's told me that she's tired of drugs, she's tired of going to jail, she's tired of going to prison, but ultimately she's tired of being high all the time. She wants to be sober. I know I mentioned in chambers, my office, the social worker who works for my office, Erin Mayer, M-A-Y-E-R, she has secured a bed at the Hitchcock Center for Women that would be available as early as this Friday. I know there were some recommendations for prison if the court would consider anything other than prison, a community control sanction, even if it doesn't include Hitchcock Center. I believe the defendant would be receptive to it because I believe she's sincere in her desire to change and to sober up. Your Honor, again, I know her record does not reflect a very positive outlook, but I'm asking the court to give her an opportunity on community control. Thank you, Your Honor.
What do you want to tell me?
Excuse me. Like Mr. Watson said, like I've been to prison several times. You know, prison's never really helped me.
Well, it doesn't help anybody.
And I just need to change. Like prison is I go to prison, and I just haven't. I'm not getting anything. I'm ready for something new.
I mean, didn't we try to change that in the past several times? Haven't we tried to change that?
Yes, with NeoCap. Yes.
Well, how many times have you been on probation here?
None, or just the once, but I was in NeoCap. I was sentenced to NeoCap, and I left NeoCap, and then I never did the probation because I just got.
Why did you leave NeoCap?
I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to get clean and sober. The drugs had a hold of my mind at that point still.
Why did you tell Miss Randallson that you weren't going to go back to NeoCap for this case?
Because of NeoCap, I almost completed NeoCap, and again, my mind wasn't right, but I wasn't. It wasn't helping me. I've never done.
Well, why would it help you if you had no interest in it?
Because I did try it first.
I know. Okay.
I tried for 3 months.
So you want me to send you to Hitchcock, which you can get up and walk out anytime you want, right? Without any consequence.
Well, there'd be consequences because I'd violate probation and go back to prison, and I'm ready this time. Something changed in me. I don't know if it's an epiphany or what, but I'm just done. I'm done, and I'm ready for a change. I've never been in a residential treatment facility like Oak House or Nevaeh or Hitchcock or any of those places, and
Why not?
Well, when I was on the streets, I wasn't ready, and it was just getting.
Why would I believe you're ready? If that's the term you want to use.
I don't know what I can say to persuade you into that.
Probably nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess I need a chance so I can show you. jail just hasn't sit with me this time. Like, something's different in me. I can't explain it. Like, there's just something different. Like, I'm losing everything. Like, and I know that's, it's not materialistic things, but I'm losing, like, I don't have a chance. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And I know that. I know if I go back out, I'm gonna die.
What is it you're losing?
Myself, my self-will, my family. My dad's sick with cancer. My fiance's done with me. If I go back out again, like, I've lost my children. I need to be in my children's life. I want to be in my children's life.
How old are they?
They're older. They're 17 and 14.
So why weren't you ready a few years ago? If
I don't
that's the
know.
case?
I can't. I don't know. This time just is different. It's just different for me. Like, I don't want to dig my hole deeper right now by saying things, but like before in jail, like I was like just there, like having fun, playing cards, like cutting up, you know, having a good time. And like this time, it's just not. It's just I can't do it. I'm done. I've hit my bottom. Like there's nowhere deeper to go.
Well,
besides
there is.
death.
Right.
And I can't do that. Like I'm scared to death to die.
When did this happen?
In August.
You hadn't been out of prison that long, right?
I got out in March.
So you're on post-release control right now, right?
Yes.
What contact have you had with them?
None.
None?
No, I didn't know how to get a hold of them while I was in here.
I assume they came to see you.
No, they haven't.
What contact did you have with them when you got out of prison?
Up until I caught my case in August, they were coming to my house, I believe it was monthly. And then I was calling if I needed to speak to her about something, but it was regular up until I caught the case. Miss Roxanne Stram, I believe her name was.
What did they do when they came to your house?
They just questioned me, asked me if I had police contact, if I was still sober. Just the normal questions. They've came in the house a couple of times, just check it out. But my fiance would be at work, so it was harder for me to get up to the office, so they would just do like a home visit.
So when you got out of prison, what were you doing?
Well, I started going to meetings, and I was trying to focus on my mental health, and then I slipped, and then it was the drugs. I got back into the drugs, I'd say 3 months out.
Where were you going to for your mental health?
Stride Mental Health, Dr. Terrell in Shaker Heights. He's a psychiatrist and a psychologist.
And what were you doing there?
Counseling and medication.
What kind of medication?
Suboxone, gabapentin, anxiety medication, depression. You want specific names of medication?
Yeah.
Abilify, Lexapro, Vyvanse, Suboxone, and gabapentin.
How often were you taking the Suboxone?
Up until I relapsed, it was daily. Or how many times? Like I took a 3-day.
What do you mean a 3-day? 3-day dose?
I took 3 doses a day.
When you took a heroin on this occasion, did you get sick because you were on the Suboxone?
Well, that's what I took it for like the first 2.5 months, and then I stopped taking it when I relapsed.
Did you tell the psychiatrist you stopped taking it?
No, I stopped going
Why?
because I was scared to tell people I relapsed. I was scared for people to find out.
Why don't you just go to prison for 6 months? You'll be out in a few months and you can do anything you want.
Because I want to get better. I don't want to, prison, like I said, prison doesn't.
What makes you think that me sending you to Hitchcock or anywhere else is going to make you better?
I just hear that it's helped a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people go into a program and come out and stay clean for like 10 years. Like when I'm in and out, when I go to meetings, I see people with 20 years that, got out of Hitchcock, and Hitchcock helped them.
Why did it help them?
Because they listened to suggestions and stayed clean, just didn't pick up. But other than that, I want to find out myself. Like I said, I've never been able to do the residential treatment.
Well, you have, you just haven't wanted to.
Yeah.
You could have done it on your own, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ms. Gold?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state does not believe that the defendant is amenable to community control sanctions. In her last case in 2022, the defendant was given community control sanctions as her sentence and escaped from NeoCap and was subsequently sent to prison. In this case, based on the defendant's lengthy criminal history and based on her prior conduct while on community control sanctions, the state is asking for a prison sentence.
How did you escape from NeoCap?
I went to the hospital. I had a seizure. Should I stand up? I had a seizure, and I went to the hospital, and they left me there, and I left.
They left you there?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Tri-Point.
Okay. And they left you there?
Yeah.
How'd you get caught?
I don't know. Somebody must have called and told me because I was only on like the run, I guess, for 9 days. Well, 9 days. I made it 9 days.
Where were you?
Cleveland.
Where do you live now before this?
908 Hardy Road, Painesville.
With who?
My fiance.
All right. I reviewed the pre-sentence report in the updated pre-sentence report and the old drug and alcohol evaluation. Listened to Ms. Hotchkiss and listened to both counsel, considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. So by the time you had gotten here for the first time in 17, you had already been to prison and had several convictions, so I sent you to prison. October of 17 through September of 20. And you get one in F5 drug case in Medina. I don't know if that's ever been concluded, right? Kim, there's a warrant out on that still from 24, 9/18 to 24. You got a warrant, Medina?
Yes, sir.
And a few months later, you get a felony in Middleburg Heights. It's reduced in common pleas court in Cuyahoga to a misdemeanor. 6 months later, you get a drug possession in Garfield. And a couple months after that, F3 possession here. I put you on probation. Sent you to NeoCap. Disappeared. Somehow you managed to get a misdemeanor out of that. Not sure what happened there, why that was. So you go to prison as a result of that. Get out in January of 24. And then 7 months later you get this. So you got the warrant out from Medina from the 21 case, Garfield for the 22 case. Did you have a little run-in with Ashley Root over there at the jail?
Yes, she's in my pod.
What was that all about?
Do I have a run-in? What do you mean? Oh, sorry.
Well, did you have some dispute with her?
No, I haven't had any problems with anybody in the jail at all. She was in the holding cell with me just a minute ago.
I know that, because she was just here.
Yeah, no, we're in the same pod, and if you have an issue with somebody, they separate you guys and keep separates. I don't.
You put in a request form about Root in March saying that she was threatening people.
Okay, so the girl that she was threatening didn't want to write it out, so it was put in my name, but it wasn't my issue. She was like scared and intimidated by her, and I just put the kite in my name, and it was like the whole pod that signed it.
Okay, so I've considered all the statutes. I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve, when's that spot ready over there at the Hitchcock house?
Your Honor, I was told either this Friday or this coming Monday, if the court wants to give her an additional 10 or 15 days, I'm sure the bed will be available within that time period, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to give you 70 days in jail with credit for 54. When the spot's ready at Hitchcock, you'll be taken there by a representative of the PD's office. The rest of the days will be suspended. Complete that program and follow their recommendations. Re-engage in mental health treatment and follow those recommendations. 4 AA or NA meetings a week, and obtain a sponsor. Only one doctor, one dentist, and one pharmacy for meds. Meds is prescribed, sign releases, get full employment at the appropriate time, get a valid driver's license. Resolve the warrants. And pay the costs and supervision fees. Kim, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm not a big believer in this working, because you've demonstrated that it doesn't work. But it doesn't matter what I believe or disbelieve. Now, I don't know what the adult parole authority is going to do with you. That's up to them. Probably nothing, because that's kind of what they do best, is nothing. But if you violate here, I'll send you to prison for 24 months. Then you might be on post-release control again for 2 years with conditions. You violate, you go back to prison. It's a new felony. You could get an additional consecutive prison sentence. You've heard all this before, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to see you back here again, or I'm not going to see you back here again. You decide which it's going to be. Anything else?
Forfeiture of items, Your Honor.
Forfeited. Mr. Watson, anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Here, try to make a believer out of the people at the probation department,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.